Good afternoon. This is Marnie. Welcome to another group coaching session. We're going to talk today about the 4 reasons habit change attempts fail. And there's probably a million reasons that they fail, but we're going to narrow it down to the 4 main reasons because these are true to everybody. I mean, this happens all the time. These 4 reasons happen. They stop us on our tracks, and we might be going great, and all of a sudden we realize, oh my goodness, I'm failing and I don't know why. So next time you start falling off the wagon with one of your habit change attempts, you can maybe come back to this list of 4 and figure out which one of these is going on. So first of all, you're tackling the habit before you're ready. I like to think of rehab centers as a place that helps people get past this particular challenge. So let's say that an alcoholic or a drug addict or someone with diabetes who cannot stay off of the sugar can't do it. They're not ready to make the change, but their behaviors, their habit or addiction is causing them to be in life-threatening situations, either of their own life or maybe possibly hurting someone else while in a drunken state or something like that. That's what rehab centers are for. They actually take a person out of the real world, put them into a confined situation where everything is monitored, where they are not able to even access their addictive substance, and they're able to progress to the point of detoxification, at which point they can hopefully be ready by the time they leave. A lot of times we know from personal experience watching people go through this that is not the case, that they are not ready. But sometimes when you're tackling a habit before you're ready, it may not be so big as something that requires a detox center. Maybe it's a habit that isn't going to jeopardize anybody's health or life, and you just want to break the habit. It's maybe not, it's maybe not the best habit, but it's probably not life-threatening. You might want to just break it down a little bit. So you're really committed to breaking the whole big habit, but it's possibly too big. Again, if you think of habit strands like spaghetti or pasta strands, if you take a huge bunch of pasta, 300 strands or whatever, you're not going to be able to break them. Just did this at a conference as a demo this weekend. I had a gal just grab a huge fistful. Took her 2 hands to hold it. But what's interesting is that as she was trying to break it, strands were falling out the bottom, until finally she was down to about 30 strands or so. And guess what? She could break them. No problem. And it's the same with you. It's about, 20 to 30 days to break a typical habit strand where you've got, some minor habit adjustments that you're making. Usually within about 21, 30 days, you've got a pretty good start on it. And if you just keep aware of it after that, you'll be able to break that one, move on to the next. This kind of feels discouraging because you want to take on more than that at once, but just know your readiness level may not be there. You may only be ready to tackle a little habit, not a huge habit. Number 2 is tackling the habit head on. So remember that your subconscious mind is like a huge brain train. Think of it as a train with 100 cars going 50 miles an hour in whatever direction you've told it to go in the past. So you're going along. Now, if you want to tackle the habit head on, what that's like is like you, the driver, getting out of the driver's seat, standing on the railroad track with your arms out in front of you saying, stop. Well, good luck with that because you're just a little teeny 40 stimuli per second person standing up against a 20 million stimuli per second subconscious, and you have no chance of overpowering your subconscious mind. It goes back to readiness. If you're not ready, you cannot break the big habit. Also, if you tackle it head on, you can't break the big habit because your brain needs actually time. Just think about turning that train. How do trains turn? They don't take hard rights. They do switches, right? They just do a little switch at a time, little switch at a time. Or if they're on the same path, they can go around pretty major curves, like up through mountains or whatever. They can tackle that. But if you want it to switch, you have to do a little switch and then another little switch later, another little switch later. So again, tackling it head on is going to usually be a reason why you fail at your habit change attempt. Number 3, tackling too much of the habit at once. So even if you're ready And even if you're not tackling it head on, if you try to take too much, you'll find that you're failing. Well, that's wonderful feedback. And remember to define failure as feedback. Failure equals feedback. And feedback is so helpful if you don't beat yourself up about it. Back to like Michael Jordan, world record with less than 50% of his shots made into baskets. Ty Cobb, world record with 39% of his hits with the baseball bat in games actually got him on a base. If you are not batting, 25+% with your habit change attempt, you want to make it smaller. Remember that the switches on a train track are very small. Usually they don't turn it all the way around. They don't take a hard right. Very small changes are where it's at. Also, number 4, upping the ante too soon. This is the kind of surprising one. What happens with us, and I think especially girls, us women, we start to have success. So we're going along, and we're actually doing well with our small habit change, with our reasonably sized habit change. Well, all of a sudden, we have this sense of responsibility that we are doing so well that we should really do more because this was such a small habit change and it really can't count for much because of how small it really was. This is just a recipe for disaster. Go ahead and give it your full 21 to 30 days of focusing on this small habit change and then add another habit change. Then up the ante. Don't do it right in the middle of your initial stretch. What I learned for me, and I've seen this in so many others, is that if you up it too soon, you crash the whole thing. The whole attempt to change that one minor thing is gone out the window because you just can't do it with the additional thing you added on. And so just relax into the reality that you need to make a small change, take it incrementally, focus on what you're changing, and let the rest go until next time unless you need detox. All right, this is Marnie, and I'm signing out, so I'll see you next time. Have a great week. Bye.